The following message is transmitted at the request of the Washington State Highway Patrol in conjunction with the Washington State Police Department, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the United States Department of Defense. At around 6:32 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, citizens have reported a large blimp that was emerging from Siberia, Russia at 5:51 p.m. Central Standard Time. This ship was reported if it was not hostile or it is. All residents receiving this message are strongly advised to stay on high alert and to prepare a disaster. What contains inside the blimp is a snake-like creature that was emerged from hell. This creature was nothing before. Tune in to local TV or radio stations as this situation develops. The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning for northern Renton in Washington, southeastern Tacoma in Washington, and northeastern Seattle in Washington. Red flag warning remains in effect from 1:02 today until further notice. This fire was caused by a blimp that was shooting fireballs in northeast parts of Tacoma and Seattle. This fire was located in a forest in Renton, Washington. This was caused by a ship that was shooting fires that was located on airborne parts of Renton and Tacoma. This ship is unknown at this time. All residents are advised to stay away from the fire. This fire can easily incinerate anything in its path. If your relatives are living next to a forest, you should tell them to stay away from the forest. The fire department will try to put out the fire. Tune into local TV stations about this developing situation. Catastrophic danger warning. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Washington State Emergency Management. This is not a test. At approximately 2:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have identified these individuals. These individuals are confirmed to be a show called Hazbin Hotel, and they were seen causing mass casualties. They were confirmed to be Alastair, Charlie, Vaggie, Angel, Dust, Nifty, Cherry Bomb, Serpentious, a person who was responsible for the fires, Katie Killjoy, Carmela Carmine, Dom Drench, Mimsy, Husk, Egg Boys, Lucifer, Fox, Loot, Adam, Valentino, and Philvet. And new characters from a drama show called Hazbin Hotel, Season 2. These people are identified as Molly, Arachnus, the Von Eldridge family, Baxter, Criminy, Eve, and the Seven Deadly Sins. All residents receiving this message are strongly advised to evacuate immediately. Take one car per family. Tie a bright colored towel to let the authorities know that you evacuate. If you cannot evacuate, you will face certain death. Do not pick up relatives from schools, hospital, and nursing homes, as they have their own evacuation procedure and will act on them accordingly. Take supplies of water, foods, flashlights, batteries, phones, phone chargers, documents, fire extinguishers, first aid kit medicines, and a battery-powered radio to keep you informed. Do not return to the evacuation area unless it is safe to do so by the authorities. Tune into local TV or radio stations about this dangerous and life-threatening situation.
This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is NBC. We will continue to serve your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system. Do not use your telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use. This is an emergency broadcast from the United States Geological Survey in conjunction with the National Weather Service and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is not a test. Please listen carefully to the following information. A rare and catastrophic weather phenomenon, identified as a hypercane, has formed off the coast of Florida and is expected to impact the entire United States. The United States Geological Survey, USGS, detected the sudden formation of a hypercane in the Atlantic Ocean. This unprecedented and extreme atmospheric event has developed due to a combination of abnormally warm ocean temperatures exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit and sudden tectonic activity along the mid-Atlantic ridge, which has rapidly intensified the cyclone into a hypercane. As of the latest observation, the hypercane's central pressure is recorded at an astonishing 680 millibars, with sustained winds exceeding 450 miles per hour. The storm is currently moving northwest at 25 miles per hour and is expected to make landfall on the Florida coastline within the next 12 hours. Once the hypercane makes landfall, it is projected to traverse the southeastern United States, with its effects spreading across the Midwest and eventually reaching the West Coast. This storm will bring catastrophic winds, torrential rainfall, and unprecedented storm surges that could reach up to 150 feet along coastal areas. The atmospheric instability caused by the hypercane could also spawn tornadoes, including those of EF5 intensity. Residents in the following states are advised to take immediate shelter: Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and California. All structures, including reinforced buildings, will be subject to severe damage or total destruction. Extreme rainfall, with totals exceeding 60 inches in some areas, leading to catastrophic flash flooding and river overflow. Coastal regions will experience storm surges of 100 to 150 feet, inundating low-lying areas and causing massive coastal erosion. In response to this unprecedented disaster, the President of the United States has declared a national emergency. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has been activated at the highest level and is coordinating with state and local governments to initiate mass evacuations in the projected path of the hypercane. The following federal actions are being taken. FEMA has ordered mandatory evacuations for all coastal areas in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Evacuation orders will soon expand to inland areas and other states as the hypercane's path becomes clear. Designated evacuation routes have been established, and residents are urged to leave immediately. The National Guard has been deployed across the southeastern United States to assist with evacuation efforts, secure critical infrastructure, and provide emergency medical support. Additional National Guard units are being mobilized in states across the Midwest and West Coast to prepare for the storm's impact. The U.S. military has been activated under the National Response Framework, with air and naval units on standby to assist with search and rescue operations, logistics, and evacuation efforts. Military bases across the nation are being prepared to serve as emergency shelters and logistical hubs. The Department of Transportation is working to ensure the availability of fuel along evacuation routes, and the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, is coordinating airspace management to facilitate the rapid movement of supplies and personnel. Expected landfall is in 12 hours. Evacuations are strongly recommended for those in coastal areas. If evacuation is not possible, seek shelter in a reinforced structure, preferably underground. Stock up on essential supplies, including food, water, and medical supplies, and prepare for prolonged power outages. Secure all outdoor objects and reinforce windows and doors. For those in non-coastal regions, prepare for high winds, flash flooding, and the possibility of tornadoes. Follow instructions from local emergency management officials and stay tuned to this station for updates. The situation is dire, and this storm is unlike anything ever recorded. The entire nation must prepare for the impact of this hypercane. Please do not panic, but take this warning seriously. This broadcast will be followed by regular updates as new information becomes available. Stay safe, and may we all weather this storm together.
This is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All the EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS operating handbook for a national-level emergency. The President of the United States, or one of his designated representatives, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by. We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station or cable system has interrupted our programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public and assigned areas. This is DirecTV, and we will continue to serve the Renton, Washington area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the United States government. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The United States military has confirmed that these characters from Hazbin Hotel is now heading directly to the United States East Coast, and they are expected to arrive on the East Coast within the next 4 hours, and would cause massive damage and destruction to the nation. All residents in the United States must seek an underground shelter immediately. If you have not already done so, choosing to disobey this procedure puts your life in extreme danger and may result in certain death. If you cannot access an underground shelter, contact your local authorities and you will be escorted to an underground shelter. Make sure you have essential supplies for your stay in shelter to last at least 2 months, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio, phones, chargers, and extra batteries to last for the duration of this emergency. The President of the United States, or his designated representatives, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by.
Good morning, fellow Americans. I am the President's designated representative, as he is being taken to an undisclosed location for his protection. We are in grave danger as we speak. Somehow, these characters from the drama show called Hazbin Hotel have come to the real world as ginormous characters, and they are coming to attack the human race. We are all scared, but we must be strong. As long as we stay protected underground, we can survive this crisis. I also must assure you that your government and the military are ready for this. We have always prepared for crisis events such as this, and now we're ready. All civilians must be strong, have hope, must pray for us to make it through because we can get through this. The United States of America will not fall to 17 giant characters. We will fight until we win, because we are not nation under God. Thank you all and God bless America.
That was a message from the President of the United States, or one of his designated representatives. The President will be speaking on all stations following this broadcast. Stand by for this message. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station or cable system has interrupted our programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public and assigned areas. This is DirecTV, and we will continue to serve the Renton, Washington area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. The President is unable to speak at this time. All residents are advised to get an underground shelter. Stay tuned to your radio regarding this dangerous and life-threatening situation.